All right. 2 minutes late, but that's okay. I literally was just talking to the editor right now. Well, not right now, but was talking to the editor. So we're finalizing on the process of the new dub. Excuse me for a minute, y'all. I'm about to take a drink of this tea. All right. Better. Man, it's really been a month since I last streamed. Might be a bit rusty, but that's okay. But of course, first things first, I gotta make sure that I put the word out. There's one thing I know, well, there's one thing I've come to understand about doing all this stuff is that it takes a lot of time. I don't mean like sharing videos, but getting videos ready, looking at what's gonna, work for the system and everything. And I'm just long time no here. Long time no here. Yeah, sorry. I'm just I don't know why that took me a bit. I'm being slow right now, y'all. If you hear people in the background, that's okay. Oh my gosh, dude. I'll be honest, I was just so drained. Not this week, but not only this week, but last week and the week before. Just the summer, man. The summer is just I don't know why. I just I don't understand why so many people become so active with that. And I it's not like I hate summer, I hate people, but oh my gosh, dude. It does get challenging. Let me just put the stuff out. Uh, Live streaming now. Okay, there we go. All right, got that there. So DRHINO is what I mean. Oh no, I got it, man. I'm hanging in there. I'll get things started once I send out the freaking notifications, dude. Oh, how's your night been? How's your week been? Oh my gosh. What am I? Okay, yeah, okay. Hopefully this is all of it because I am just. Also, I just if you missed it, joining or anyone who's just now joining, let's charge it first. I just uh I just responded to the editor, and we're about to finalize stuff for the well. I wouldn't say finalize, but begin the process of the finalization of the third uh, comic dub, manga dub, whichever. That empty feeling when you're supposed to be taking a summer break, but the magic is sort of gone and people work as adults. I I don't know. I don't have that feeling, but lately I've been thinking about the early 2010s. Lately I've been thinking about it hardcore from 2010 to 2014. I miss those years. Those were some. I just felt like the world was okay. I guess it was balanced, but then again, that's when I was still a kid. But um, I mean, you gotta think about the recession and all that was going on. I mean, some crazy times, but man, I'm thinking more like entertainment wise, like when Black Ops came out for the first time, or SmackDown versus Raw 2011. Of course, Black Ops 2, 2012. I mean, dude. And speaking of Black Ops 2, I think tomorrow's the canonical timeline of when Judgment Day happens. Because isn't like June 21st, 2025? That's when Raul Menendez begins his attack on the U.S. by taking over the drones. I think that's when it actually happens. So, yeah. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird because it's like, oh, Black Ops 2, the future is black. Global tensions are rising, and it's like, dude, they were predicting a lot of things. Now, it wasn't like how it's going, but they were kind of right about the global tensions rising part. Holy cow, dude. Night is going fine. It seems like I'm getting the house to myself. Hey, bro. That's what's up, dude. Hopefully a lot of well, I wouldn't say a lot, but hopefully some people come in. I know it's been a minute. I'm gonna see. Well, I'm gonna pop this up on Twitter. Oh, speaking of Twitter, oh yeah, finally, dude. Sorry. I'm so scared right now. I I literally came home. Well, wait, that sounded weird. What I was trying to say is that I went to work at like 7 in the morning, then come back to like 3. I mean, I got off. Granted, I got off 2 hours earlier because it was a big old meeting. But after once I was done with first job, I just came home and I'm just like, okay, time to work on the scripts, making sure that the art looks good for that I get stuff ready. Then I'm like, okay, I gotta make another that I gotta type this stuff down. I gotta make a PDF for the actual voice actress to show that there's a certain amount of words here, and before I could be um, before I could keep things accurate with payments and all that. And I'm just like, yeah, sorry guys. I'm pretty sure y'all can tell like I'm halfway in, halfway out. But speaking of that, I need to do this because I forgot. Uh, where are you? Aha, there you are. And here's the manga dub. And here's the second. Here's the second Zenxoskia manga dub. Okay. All right, 100%. Is it working? Is this the right one? Yes, it is. Cool. Posting that now. All right. Okay, let me just share the screen. I got 2 notifications. Oh, that's cool. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right. So I made this post earlier today. New manga dub is out. Night with the Catgirl Abyss link. Then the artist of this dude. Let's just say I've been keeping an eye on this artist for a good while. I didn't know he was by the way, he's Mr. Toon. He kind of looks like he does the Hanna-Barbera type drawings and all that. But anyway, I've been having keep an eye on this guy, and I didn't know he was doing a sale, which is only for this month. I know he was doing a sale until like one of the mutuals or one of the followers that I followed back. Uh, I didn't realize that follower had commissioned him do one of his to draw one of his characters. And when I saw that, I was like, "Oh, that's him." This whole time, I was like, I didn't realize it was him this whole time. So then that's it. That's what solidified me of like going ahead and just getting in contact with this guy. And I was like, man, no, it couldn't be any better timing. Guy's fast with the drawing. It only took 3 days for him to make this drawing. Hang on, only took him 3 days to make this drawing. And at first there was like an upside down cross, kind of like leaning in the background. It was leaning to like the right, or I think it was to the right side. And I was like, wasn't really feeling it, because I was like, I don't really want it to be associated with Christianity. And it's not like I hate Christianity or anything like that. No, not at all. I just didn't want that. I was like, no, I don't want any real world religions in there. This is a fantasy world. And so let's just have, the moon behind her. And it makes sense too, in a way. Not in a way, but it does make sense because of what just usually when I have Zenxoskia out, I try my best to, at least, it's usually during the nighttime. I don't know why that's always struck me with Zenxoskia, or Zen for short, but I always figured like, okay, she'd be more like a nighttime person than daylight. So I love the coloring scheme for this and everything. But the guy's been super helpful, and just he's awesome. And I love this finished design. Now, granted, in her official design, she has a black tail, but in this version, she has a white tail, and I think her ears are also white as well. Which, her ears are black, but like the fluffy part of them are white. But I'm not really tripping, because I mean, it's Zenxoskia. If you know who and what Zenxoskia is, you're like, okay, yeah, I don't really care, because let's just say that she's Zen. Let's call her that. Just say like Zen is gonna Zen. So anyway, going down here. Oh, I also forgot. Like I saw like there was originally going to be something else to this. I mean, not something else, but the first version, I thought I was like, I was I'm always inspired by like the Playboy magazines, and just mainly just the covers. So I was thinking of more like the covers, and I mean, this has always been true. If you guys ever pay attention to what I say and what I've shown, especially for my Night's Fall Eldritch content, mainly the covers, you guys kind of see like, oh, it kind of reminds you of like Playboy almost, but with with my characters. And so I was just like, man, this is a good pose. This is basically kind of her attire. It's a little bit altered, yes, for obvious reasons, but I mean, when I always think of like Zenxoskia, I'm like, Zen is definitely the type of Catgirl to be like doing like poses and just kind of like just showing off a little bit, and it's like, it's not like she shows off to everyone. It's more like, I imagine like this is like her just showing off to her man. So I always think like that, like, okay, who? It's like, okay, she wants attention, like just like any cat would. Uh, got the comic here, man, dude, or manga, whichever one. I can't. I would say I'm gonna have a little bit of a struggle reading this, but the time draws near every day, like a repetitive nightmare. There'll be amongst them, so Z world will make the bad dreams be no more. I just, I just, oh gosh, I can't read. I struggle so much with this. Funny how I could write it, but I struggle to read it. But this is this is the first set of a trilogy, And the plan I have for this is hold on. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. Jonan, I'm sorry, man. No religious backlash. Basically, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. I just, I just rather just focus on. Hold on. I'd rather just focus on my world. My, I don't really like to have like just reality in it. I just look. I like babes. They should be in this weirdo world of mine, and I mean, a lot of other people like it too. I mean, you're proof of that, Jonan. See, the moon works like some kind of creature of the night or a werecat. Yeah, in a way. It works since Playboy can be good for poses. Pinups is also a good reference. Yes, yes. Hopefully my internet is not going crazy. If it is, I apologize. I don't know what the hell is going on with it. But where was I at? Oh yes. So this is the second comic of the first trilogy, and each trilogy is gonna have like a theme to it. Hopefully I can continue to do this. I'm not saying I will stop all of a sudden, but uh, this is the quote unquote Bishop trilogy where Zen and the Bishop are the main focus. And I like for the Bishop to be like the viewer. So that's why I don't really show the Bishop other than like the hands. And it's like I want that connection. I want the viewer to have that connection. I want them to be immersed, really. So I also want to say this too, where like, oh, it's in color finally. So it's like so many, and I know it's kind of. I'm pretty sure that was a shocker to a lot of y'all, like seeing it go from black and white to like color. You're like, whoa, I can't imagine. And Neff was very generous with this. Thank you to Neff for making this happen. And just there's a challenge to this where I'm trying to storytell, or I want to storytell, but I can only use one page, 4 panels. One page, 4 panels. Now, unlike the one with Boone, which was 2 pages, and I can't remember how many panels total. That's okay. I mean, that was okay, but that was 2 separate pages. Oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to keep it together. Where was I? Oh yes. So this being in color, it's just I'm glad. I'm happy actually. I'm really happy. And I don't know why I wanted her to be I want her to have this French accent. And actually I can't explain it. I wanted to have this French accent because I wanted to show that this is a soft reboot of sorts. It isn't Nightfall Eldritch anymore. Nightfall Eldritch is basically put on ice. But what I'm doing is that I'm not like totally giving up on the characters or anything like that. More like I'm gonna reuse them or retool them because I feel and I know that I can do better with this new iteration. Where and honestly, I don't want to focus too much on like different aspects. So I rather focus on Zen or Zenxoskia, where she's the protagonist, where obviously it's called Zen's Cathedral, and we're going through the viewer. I would say the viewer is going through this journey where they're taking on they're taking on these different roles and how the story progresses. I'm not gonna be. I'll try my best not to be too lore heavy, but I'm also not gonna be like straying away from the story as well. If that makes sense, I want to have that balance really. And it's crazy to think that, like, well, it's not really crazy because people really loved when she made her debut back in Nightfall Eldritch, the second manga dub of Nightfall Eldritch. You know, that's up to like 30. That's up to 30K right now, and it's still going. It reaches like 1,000 each week, I believe. And when I ran those 4 polls on not only YouTube but on X as well, at first there was a tie. At the time there was a tie on both platforms. All, all, um, all the polls. And so I was a tiebreaker. I said, okay, look, we're gonna focus on Zen, and we're gonna do a balance between uh uh oh geez fan service and story. So that's what I'm gonna be focusing on. Am I repeating myself? I didn't really mean to repeat myself there, but it's been cool. It's been a cool process of going this route. I'm actually a lot more happier with this, and just taking the time to get things in motion. And I'm really psyched. Like, I'm really excited about the third one, the last episode of the Bishop arc, I guess, where we're gonna touch a little bit on the lore, actually, just a little bit. But then after that, once we're done with that arc, we're gonna go next month. Actually, we're gonna focus on our vampiric family again. So that's gonna be fun. And then, like, after that month, I'm gonna try and experiment a little bit where each week we switch from Zen to the vampiric family, and they're not connected. They're not connected at all. They're separate. But I was thinking, like, okay, let me try to do something, because I think like it'll be nice. I think it'd be a nice way of, like, getting people balanced out. Like, okay, look, this month we're gonna have Zen. Next month we're gonna have the vampiric family, and then the month after we're gonna, like, just switch it between the two. Just so, I don't know, I could try to get people used to it. I think that's a good idea, but I could be wrong. And what I do know is that people do undeniably do want to see Zen. So uh, it's all about, honestly, just able to, gosh, I don't want to sound like corporate or anything, but market her better. And I don't mean like, oh, it has to be family friendly or SFW, but more of like, hey, look, let's actually just focus on her capabilities and what makes her an interesting character. Yes, the sex appeal was there, and she looks good and all that, but I want my female characters to be, one, look sexy, two, be awesome characters. So, uh, oh, kind of like a certain hentai trope, where the point of view was in third person and they only show the invisible hand. Oh my gosh! I mean, hey, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? So here, I actually just upload this. Oh gosh, hold on. Here we go.
The time draws near every day, like a repetitive nightmare. I'll be amongst them, so the world will wake. The bad revs will be no more. Bishop, you must not try to take a lady by surprise. Though I'm certain you know all about that, no? A harmless pleasantry, Bishop. Do you need me to assist you? Oh, Merci, mon cher bishop. I can now conquer the day with this offering.
Yeah, as you guys can kind of see too, is we with the outro, I was again doing my homework. Well, yeah, doing research, doing my homework, and I noticed that some of these dubs have like they show the image and they had like the credits there, and that was one thing I was lacking in the previous dubs where it was just like I was like I don't like it's like now that I see what they're doing, I was like, it kind of doesn't make sense to have like this big old blaring white screen coming at you, and then like, oh, the writer is this, the artist is that, and blah blah. I was like, well, let's not actually try a little bit be a little bit personal with it, and so I was just like, okay, let's just. I told the editor, I was like, hey, let's just how about you just choose a panel that you like, and you just go according with with the credits, and here we are with that. So I'm getting better at this. I'm still making mistakes here and there, but I believe I am getting better. Hold on. I may she speaking of editors, she may have probably gotten back to me. If so, that's okay. I'm just gonna have to uh just get back to her like after the stream. Oh boy. Oh boy, the internet is acting up today. That is not good. Not good at all. Okay. She did. But that's alright. Knowing her, she works fast. Very. So, put escape. Let me stop sharing for a bit. See what these two notifications are. Oh my gosh. Ah, the 3 pieces you get to know me. Yeah. I think I have something as well. Like on eggs, like things I saved. But I gotta see this. I gotta. See business strategy, all that. Ah, yes. I don't know. I don't really want to talk about. I don't really want to talk about like nerd culture, quote unquote, or just gaming and entertainment nowadays. I just don't feel like ranting about that stuff. I mean, I'll be honest. Ever since Devil May Cry, the Netflix series came out, I was just like, you know what? Let me just chill as much as I can. Don't react to many things. But I'll be honest. I I found myself actually somewhat embracing the next moves that Xbox has been making, where they're not really they focusing on making a console, but it's more like oh, actually I don't know, but I want to talk about it. I want to talk about Xbox, but at the same time I just like see. So what inspired you to create Zen? And is she related to your other cat girl? What other cat girl? What other cat girl do I have? I only have Zen. Yeah, I only have Zen. You kind of make me think like, wait, I have two. No, if you're talking about like the previous version of her, how do they relate? Well, other than looks, as in just not just the clothing style, not the clothing style, but that just the way nothing really has changed on that matter where where they relate to that, but I will say the mannerisms. and of course, obviously the dialect, the accent now, and just the story is the story has changed, maybe possibly drastically. And I'm not saying like, oh, I don't know if I don't know what the story is. I do know what the story is, but it I say it that way because Zen is in her previous state. She's always been like the support character, or I always plan for her to be a support character whenever Damon Knight is in a bind. But now that she's the focus of this series, we're gonna be seeing a lot more. Obviously, we're gonna be seeing a lot more with her and what she can do, and there may be some spoilers what that I tended to keep a secret in the original, like her original version. But now with this new version, I want y'all to see what I actually had in store, had in mind, where we're like, whoa, this is like, I would have never known this was going to happen. I never would have saw it coming. So that, you guys, again, this is when the third episode comes out next Friday, you guys are gonna get a little taste of that lore. But what inspired me to create her was that, let me find it for y'all. Let me find it for you, because now I'm about to find it. And this all stems back to a certain artwork. I'm pretty sure I talked about this before. Aha, here you are. There you are. Ha. Okay. This right here. Obviously, this is actually the very first the very first artwork of Zenxoskia right here. And this goes all the way back to like 2021, 2022 maybe, where I was really digging this lore behind an artist character named Clue. And I'm sorry. And there was this darker version of her, and I coined, well, I wouldn't say coined, but I did call this character, this darker version of her, called her Nun Clue, where this is nun version of her, and and she's basically possessed by this entity called Den or Mercury. And I was like, ooh, I like this. I like this character. I liked it so much that I was like, dude, I actually was like kind of like writing a little bit of like lore bits of it and everything, non-canon of course. But then that's how the Damonite became a thing. Damonite was actually originally with Nunclu, and then their Nunclu had this nemesis named Zenxoskia. And Zenxoskia was her own. It was the same situation with Zenxoskia, where Zen was her own person, but she was possessed by this entity. And I never get an entity to name or anything like that. I never came up with like the official design of the entity. But I was like, man, I like it actually. Like, and I was like, look, we got a cat and a dog. And I was thinking of like the places like the Waiting Cathedral, which is also, this is what they're on top of too. They're on top of the Waiting Cathedral. So the Waiting Cathedral is That's the actual cathedral that Zen is the head of in this series. I've always liked the name of that cathedral, the Waiting Cathedral, because it's the moon. Kind of the waning moon. I think that's the phase of the waning crescent or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, I was really liking the little story of it, and I was just like, let me actually have these two meet. So hit up Clue. What That's the hardest name. So this is also her character named Clue. I hit up Clue and we were like, oh, hey, I want to do this. I want to do this so bad because I love Nun Clue so much that like I just want them to like fight or like show. And of course, this is like grade A Zen right here, where she's teasing, she mocks, and that's always been her thing in the previous state. And no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I messed up. I messed up a little bit. I did have the actual look of the entity. I did have the actual look of the entity, but I can't show it because it I can't show it because they actually it's both entities and they're nude. It's actually Den and well, I can't say it yet. Let me just try to get through this. So that's how Zen came to be. Really, was because of me just making little lore tidbits and well, lore story, non canon lore stories, and I just wanted like, look, I like this. I would like a design for her to be this way, where obviously sexy nuns, and there you go. And for the crosses, I know I got the cross in there, but at the time I was thinking like, well, it's not really linked to Christianity, anything like that. It's a whole different religion. But then like the more the time passed on and I started thinking about it more, I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, let me change that. But yeah. Oh, so they're the same character because the accent's definitely different. Yeah, they're the same character. It's just that that's just the previous version. That's the version I put on ice. Is she powerful? Yeah, yeah, she's powerful. Oh, you have no idea. Oh, she's powerful. She is terrifyingly powerful. But I don't show that stuff. I don't show that stuff mainly. It's not like I want people to keep guessing like what it is or anything. No. I just is Zen. Zen is more. Zen has always been to me is she's sly or secretive, and I, and I'm not like that's the best way I can explain it with her is that she doesn't really like to display her power like that. It is just if it's necessary, if it calls for it. Yeah. Reminds me of Zalos from this anime. From this anime Slayer. Zalos is a demon priest general who works with the hero sometimes and always has an agenda, as well as has cat-like eyes. Yeah, she has an agenda too. She has an agenda, but it's the she. You have to. I want people to pay attention to what she says when she's talking about the nightmare or the Reeves I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but Reeves is basically dreams. She's always talking about like the nightmare or the dreams. And I want people to pick up on that with this version. Well, not the version I'm showing right now, but the new version of her. And it's like what's what is happening? What's coming? Why are you always talking like nightmare this or dreams that Why? So that's one of the things right there. Where is it? Aha, here it is. Oops. Here we go. So, yeah, I know we're getting a little risky here, but that's okay. Now, this is what I was thinking of the end, and then I again, I cannot show you guys the the original piece of it, because that's when that was the art that I want to show you guys, but I can't show right now, which is crazy. I'm showing this, but that I can't show is it had Den, or aka Mercury, and it had Gehenna. And Gehenna was this is like, we're going back to like the first the very original concept of Zen and Gehenna, where Zen was this nun possessed by Gehenna. And Gehenna, I didn't really have much of an idea for her, other than like how I want her to look. And when that artwork was produced, and again, and the artwork was, I'm pretty sure you guys can find it. You probably had to look up like Gehenna, or Den, and Den as in Den, Den. But anyway, I'm sorry, I'm being slow right now. That actually was kind of like, that actually was a part two, where you had you had Nunclu and Zenxoskia on top of the Wayne Cathedral, but inside the Wayne Cathedral, you had Mercury or Den, I should say. You had Den and Gehenna in there. So I loved Clue's way of like drawing the interior of the Wayne Cathedral, and I'm just like, dude, it looks so sinister. Looks like you could just have a human like human sacrifice ritual happen there. Now, of course, it was lewd artwork. I wouldn't say like it was like, you know, showing characters having sex or anything. I don't really like to go that route. The most I like to show is like, is the most I would like to show is more like stuff like this, really. But just thinking about that stuff, like how it transformed over the years, uh, it's been interesting. So I'm gonna click off of that for for a bit. But yeah, hopefully that I was able to answer some questions. Maybe I rambled on a little bit too much, but that's okay. maybe I could find maybe I could find that one for y'all. I don't know. I don't think I can. Let me see. Nah, I can't find it. Sorry. Hold on. Oh, I want to find it for y'all. I do want to find it, but I want to see if I can actually if there was actually like a part of it where I did censor it or something. I don't think I did, and I don't want to look all the way down. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna go through that big search. But it's been, I don't know what to say, y'all. I'm sorry. I know I'm walking in circles here. It's just that I'm really. Oh, hey. No, it's all good, man. It's all good. I was just giving like a little bit of a history lesson with Zenxoskia and Gehenna and Clue and Den and all that. Like how my dubs become came to be, or the Catgirl you see in my profile picture right now. I'll fix that profile picture later on, but I'm so psyched. I'm just happy, man, that I'm able to do this. I'm actually able to work with people that can help me bring this stuff to life. I never thought I would go the route of like doing comic dubs or manga dubs or just comics or manga in general. Well, I would say American manga in general. I figured like, oh, I'm just gonna be a writer. Well, you know, write books, and yeah, that's it. And which is nothing wrong with that. That's my main focus for like 4 years, and then just suddenly just everything switched. And I was like, you know what? I think I can make a comic, and that's how I got in touch with Nev. By he was doing what was this around? This had to be around Christmas time of 2022, maybe possibly 2023, and he was like doing free comms for people, and I was like, I'll try it out, and it was pretty good. I think the first one actually I did. I think the first one actually was Dracu from the Vampire Family dub I was telling y'all about. It was Dracu and this character named Quell from 2100 Samurai, and of course it was lewd, and I was like, you know, this is actually not bad. I kind of like it. So I ever since then I started commissioning him, and then I think around like right around next Christmas, that's when I asked a question like, "Hey, would you be interested in making this American manga with me?" And he said, "Yeah," and the rest is history. Now you know we're not really working on that. We're working on this stuff now, and it's just like, dude, the bond has only gotten stronger. I'm very grateful. I remember your long nights working on them and writing more on it. I still do that to this day. Still do it to this day, dude. I'm I'm very tired to be honest. But the show must go on. The show will go on. Darn, I thought I actually had some like cool bookmarks I had on here that I could just like reference. Oh, oh yeah. I forgot about this. Hey y'all, hey. Uh oops. Hey, what do y'all think about this right here? Cause Neff let me make sure I'm not doing anything crazy. Okay. Because Neff suggested we do this, and I don't think this is a bad idea.
Hello? Anybody there? Oh, you must be the one reading our work. What did you think? Have a favorite series yet? Well, I don't care. I'll cut to the chase. We are happy that you're enjoying our content. However, If you want us to continue doing what we love, you can support us in 2 ways. First, you can check out the YouTube channel and watch our videos, which is completely free, by the way. You can watch your favorite characters come to life with some amazing voice work. We also collaborate with some amazing artists/studios, but as a reminder, these collaborations are not my original series. You can support them in the video descriptions. Second, if you're feeling a little generous, you can throw some money at our Patreon. Our tiers are fairly cheap, as you can gain access to our work early before anyone else. That should be everything.
Hey! You forgot to pay your taxi!
That's funny. Yeah, that's again, and I just want to say this. It's not my stuff right here. It's by Crystal Blitz, but give them a follow if you can, or their YouTube, whatever their YouTube is. But Nev sent me this, and I was like, that's actually pretty good way to try to market to people and help us in our creative endeavors and all. So we being completely transparent with y'all. We are thinking about doing that, about trying to figure out a way how to do that really, and I believe we're not there yet, but we are getting there. And with them mentioning like, oh, it's not our original content, there's something wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all for now, but I just can't help but think like, I think something might go down in the future where people are doing these dubs that aren't theirs. And I'm not saying they're stealing. I'm not saying that at all. But since the artwork is not written, theirs originally, I just can't shake the feeling like, maybe one of these artists these days, or not just the artists, but these type of guys saying like, oh, well, technically we can own it and they can't. And I understand like the copyright laws, all, but I'm just saying like something. I don't think it would be that far off where something like that will happen, or the artist like, hey, even though I allowed you to use my work and yada yada, we didn't have an actual we didn't actually have a written agreement or digital agreement, like where I signed digitally and all that. And so I can actually pursue more of a monetization from this and, go into this legal battle or something. I don't know. I can't really just explain it, but I just have a feeling something like that's going to happen. And that's the reason why I opt to do the stuff that I do, like the original content of mine, because I'm not trying to say I'm paranoid, but it's the internet. And it's not even just the internet, it's humanity. Things are just going to happen, dude. And so if I can like limit any like stuff like that as best as I can, that's fine. That's okay. Hopefully that never happens, but I'll be honest, I'd be like, that's like a very, very small, minuscule wishful thinking right there. Oh man, hold on. Be interested to see a character promote your work directly. Yeah, it would definitely be Zen. Me and Neff were thinking like, yeah, we could do something like this with Zen, and I'm just like, yeah, that'd be cool too. Oh, and I don't want to be on Patreon. I just do not trust Patreon. I have a feeling too, like one day it's gonna pull a machinima where it just, you go to search for it and then it's like it's gone. All of it's gone. It doesn't exist anymore. I have a feeling Patreon might pull something like that. And the things I've been reading about Patreon over the years, especially like, oh, we want to access your Google Drive, and like, why do you want to access Google Drive when that's a third party source? That's not really, you don't own it. You don't own Google. Why are you trying to look into people's stuff? Like with what happened with Monster Girl Island, the Monster Girl Island creator, when they're doing that, and they're basically just forcing these creators to like, of course, these adult creators to try like, oh, bend knee and all that, and some did. But Patreon, I think they're run by a skeleton crew. Something's just not right. Something about it is just very, very wrong. Everyone wants to stab another person for money. Makes sense. I wouldn't say everyone, but the example I could think of is, and the guy who created the author who created The Witcher. When back then he didn't think the game would do any numbers or anything like that, but then he was proven wrong, and he already had like this sign agreement or something with the company, with CDPR, and he's like, oh, I don't really see it making that much money because it's a video game and running video games, but then it went on to like create like this whole massive franchise, right? Then right around like in the year of the 2020s or in the early 2020s, he came back around and got into a legal battle with them, and he actually won it, where he was like awarded like all this money. That's the stuff I'm talking about right there. That's the type of stuff where it's like, dude, and that's crazy too, like how there was an actual contract, and he, who's to say like that artist has an actual contract with them, and then like they feel a certain way when it actually becomes very successful, but they're not getting the royalties that they're due. Well, the royalties they then think they will get, and they're like, oh, I want to change the terms now, and you give me this and that. Nah, I just rather it be original, and this is why I'm kind of iffy about like having guest characters too from like other creators, where yeah, you could have, you see these dubs. I'm sorry, hold on. Man, you see these dubs sometimes where like they have these guest characters from like other creators. Like first, you might have like a Bass Binky character in the background. If you don't know who Bass Binky is, Bass Binky does. Hang on, I'll show you actually. Let me be real safe with this though. Where I'm more than certain y'all have seen their artwork. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. This is Bass Binky. Well, their artwork, I mean. But this clown character has been, man, it's crazy. I've been around for a long time for this artist. Wow. They need to bring back Keiko. I missed that samurai cat girl. She's so underrated. Anyway, say like they have I can't remember who's it. What's her name? Pippi, something like that. Have her in the background, and then it's like, oh, I'm not saying Bass Binky would do this, but and coming up with a scenario where they're like, oh, you have my character in the background, your videos, therefore I'm entitled to actually take some of the earnings because you didn't really ask me. asked me to have my character in there, so I'm like, no, I rather. Now I thought about this. Gonna have I was gonna have one of Clue's original characters in manga dub, like a background character or something like that. But then I decided against it because I was like, no, it's not me like doubting her or anything. It's just that I just rather not deal with it. I'd rather not have a relationship be strained because of something so silly. I'd rather not. So this isn't me not being trusty, but more of like me trying to protect a relationship that I do admire. Let's see, as long as you agree to a basis and cover all your tracks, screenshot everything to prove that these were no that's and I do this with I I do this with artists that I commission. I do this because what I like to do is that after I pay, I do a screenshot. I do a screenshot of it, and this is like artists that I don't. They're like I normally don't or I wouldn't say normally, but I usually don't commission. And what I do is that I take a screenshot of like the proof of the receipt and everything, and just I also directly DM it to them and like look, I paid it, so therefore I have an extra backup just in case. So I do my best. I do my best to do stuff like that. Again, it's not me being out, not trying to like sound like paranoid or anything. It's just you just never know, and it's just like, look, I actually got the proof here, and on this day and this time and there. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna stop sharing that because I'm not really trying to promote them. Well, I'm not advertise for them. I love their work, I do, but mine is much more important than theirs. Oh, and speaking of this, I did this I made this post like, was it yesterday? Can't remember. I made this post recently. I was like, I'll be honest, I don't think I can make this into a comic dub or manga dub. And this is last Christmas thing right here. And for obvious reasons, but then again it's like, well, I did show Gehenna and Zen press up against each other, so I was like, what was I just thought I'd share that little thoughts. I have these weird thoughts, man, sometimes. Hold on, sorry I'm so silent. I'm just trying to find stuff. Oh, speaking of this, I kind of like doing these little discourses. I wouldn't say discourse. I think that's the wrong word. But I kind of like doing these little things where like my characters are interacting with others, and they're like, "Oh, we are just two poor innocent nuns." Yes, nuns. So innocent nuns, virginal, very virgin nuns. Yes, and it's like I saw this sister. I was like, this is so funny. It's like, oh, this trying, somebody trying to be like these nuns or whatever. But then I was like, okay, let me retweet this or repost this, and it'd be like Zen and just her saying pathetic. I just think like, I just think that would be pretty funny, actually. I would love to do collaborations. I would. The only time I would do collaborations, like, I'm not gonna make it like into dubs or anything like that. I think it's only gonna be like on social media, like X. It's only gonna be on X or something like that, where it's just gonna be artwork of my character and someone else's character, and be like that. That's it. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. Can't really not monetizing it. It's free to the public. So, but man, I love the new design. I do. I love it. Oh, and of course, if you notice her little, I can't say banner. I don't know what the actually call it. Cloth. Let's just say cloth. Her cloth and a collar is literally Gehenna's symbols on the cloth and the collar. This symbol right here, you can't really see it, but it's on Gehenna's forehead. It's on Gehenna's forehead. Now, of course, this symbol is usually on Gehenna's right breast, and then this symbol over here, which you can't see in full, but it's on her left breast. But I just think, like, that's not, well, I guess in a way, it's, yeah, I like dying characters. I think that's pretty cool. But again, I just want to really drive to the point where, like, yeah, this is not associated with real world religions or anything like that. And plus, I also like how, in a way, this is me also teasing in a way, as an Easter egg in a way, like, hey, this is there's something going on here. So, coming up with like the references for Zen's new attire, it was fun. It was very tempting too, and I'm glad I gave Neff a lot more control over things. I just said, like, look, just I gave him like the certain parts, like, hey, like, this is what I want, kind of, and this and that, but I was just like, just do it in your own style, and he did, and I'm just like, man, I'm really glad. I'm a big sucker for like stuff that the part, the lower half of the attire, but there's nothing, like, there's nothing underneath. I'm a big sucker for that. I love the teasing. I love it with characters. I mean, heck, I even did that with Insanity, which is a male character, by the way, and you could tell, if you look hard enough, you could tell, like, oh, he's wearing nothing underneath, and it's not showing anything explicit, but it's like just teasing. So I just, like, man, I've always liked that type of stuff. I don't know why. You're not being paranoid. Today people are greedy. I guess so. She does look great. You'll be using her for a lot, no doubt. No, oh yeah, absolutely not. I mean, I love Zenxoskia. I love her. She, even though she's not as, like, energetic as her previous version, she's still up there. She's still on par. I can't wait. I truly can't wait to, like, resume her story, but, like, get to the next trilogy, because the next trilogy I actually have planned is, like, we're gonna get, after the Bishop arc ends, which will be next Friday, and you get a little taste of that lore. The next trilogy after that, which is gonna be based in the mines, like an actual mine, where I'm not gonna call it the mine trilogy. I don't know, where you're gonna get more of that lore, and then it's set between the second and third episode of the Bishop arc, and it's gonna answer. It's supposed to answer some questions. Well, it's supposed to answer some questions, not really specifically about her, but a specific thing you would see in the panel of the next dub that's supposed to come, which is next Friday. But it might just fly over most of y'all's head, and that's not me calling you an airhead or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that at all. But you just be like, oh, well, this is just part of the environment. But then, like, when that comes out, when that trilogy comes out, you'll be like, oh, okay, I see now. It's like, oh, okay. So I do kind of want that. I don't know if I can show this. Says the man who showed like a mostly naked woman, a naked character. So I would, okay, I'm not gonna show this, but I'm just gonna say I do have a TikTok. I don't really expect to be on it that much. It's TikTok, and I understand why. There's a term called the TikTok brain, and my gosh, dude, literally the second I logged in, it it's like so claustrophobic. It's like a digital claustrophobia for me, because they're just shooting me with videos instantly, and I'm just like, I don't want to watch this. And it'd be just like, I saw some videos like, dude, why are you showing me this? And it's not like I'm not searching for it at all. I'm not. It's literally the first thing that they show you once you get on the app or on the site, and it's like, oh, you want to see this, and I'm like, stop, dude. No, I don't. I don't want to see people dancing or people just. I don't even want to talk about it, because it's just there was like 2 videos I saw, and I'm just like, why are people being so disgusting? Oh. So I don't really expect to be on that platform any longer. And I'm not getting any views, which, I mean, that's okay. I know I'm late to the game. I probably should have jumped in when it first came out, but that's all right. I'm not really too bent out of shape about that. It's just just going on that. I dread going on that platform every day. Like, I'm trying to post a video every day. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I abhor it. Oh, is it already 11:15? Oh my gosh. I might just end it. I might just end the stream. But if there's anything y'all want to say before I leave, or if there's anything I could think of before I leave, now that would be the ideal time. I really wasn't trying to make this a long stream as I normally do. Hopefully I'll be able to stream with Kate again. And for some of y'all, if you're wondering, no, nothing happened between me and her. She was on vacation. She's on vacation. We're both good. She's just coming back into the States. So I anticipate return with my co-hosts, and I'm just read more of these read more of those scary stories, those creepypastas. I'm assuming you're going to be up tonight making more content. I I don't know. I might. The most I'll do that I can think of right now is actually commence the process of the video being made, and then possibly start correcting the mistakes of my draft manuscript for the third section of the book I'm currently writing, which shouldn't take me too long. The third section, the first part of the third section, there's only, it covers chapters 23 to 40 or 41. And these aren't, it's not long chapters at all. That's literally like 52 pages. It's literally 52 pages, I believe. So it's not even that bad. So, yeah. Man. Oh, I almost forgot. I also will be going to a convention on Sunday. I'm not sure if I'll take pictures, but if I do, you guys might see some of them. I'm mainly going to be there for for the small businesses, really. Just talk to business owners, and hopefully I'll be able to talk to the event organizer there as well. Get things moving. Actually, just try to promote my stuff more, honestly. So can't just do things. Can't just be online all the time. You actually gotta get out there too as well. And I'm all about opportunity, or at least I think I'm all about opportunity. See, I would take pictures. I know what you were doing. Yeah. It's gonna be fun. But okay, y'all. It's been fun talking about things. It's actually been nice to come back to streaming, and maybe I'll do it again next Friday. Maybe. We'll see. But until then, see y'all later. Ciao.